Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swagglehaus. And in this video, we got ourselves another weekend comic book haul. Yes, that is right. I spent about $3,000 this past weekend picking up a lot of really cool Marvel Silver Age keys. So I'm very, very excited to share them with you guys in this video here today. You know, a lot of weekend hauls going on the channel, this past month or so. Like I've been saying, there's just so many deals out there now, so many deals starting to pop up at those LCSs. And this is all very, very exciting. It's very, very cool to finally see fresh inventory coming into stores, being priced, very competitively, and having the opportunities to actually go out there and acquire them. And carpe diem. When you have the opportunity, if you see a good deal, it's a good deal. You go for the good deal. Prices may be coming down, but hey, at this current moment in time, I think I did actually pretty well with my $3,000 haul. But of course, before I get into it, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe before I show you guys some of the books. Also, if you guys want to pick up a comic book, Sanity, issue number 1, written by me, is still out there. swagglehauscomics.com. I got issues number 2 and 3 almost on the way, just about ready to set up the Kickstarter campaign for those. And I am super, super excited. Some of the variant cover artists that I'm working with for this one, I think you guys will be excited to see who they are. And I pulled up a couple pages, just to show you guys. I mean, we're really stepping it up here. I'm super, super excited for the work that we're doing. I mean, look at how insane some of the stuff is. I mean, look at this one right here. Look at the splash page, guys. My goodness. Very, very cool stuff. swagglehauscomics.com. Pick up a copy of Sanity. Support the channel. At the very least, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. But let us get into this video here today, and let's talk about some of the books that I picked up. Now, like I said, spent this last weekend, just going around a bunch of different shops in the Southern California area, just touring around, and picked up, a lot of these books at different places. And this one right here is maybe the most interesting one. Well, maybe it's my second favorite one, but it was the most expensive one I bought. Not a book that I've ever necessarily cared to own, but the fact that it was there, the fact that it was priced at what it was priced at, made me think that this was probably a good opportunity considering the grade. But this first book I picked up is Fantastic Four, number 4, first appearance of Submariner in the Silver Age. And as you guys can see, this is a really beautiful, stunning copy. I mean, it is a really beautiful copy. Obviously, you see these books at shows all the time. I've seen it before. I have some comic buddies who, own some of these copies. And this one is really tough. I rarely see this one in fantastic shape, especially especially when the colors are often faded with this one. There's usually stains or, this yellow is a little bit funky looking, easy to get dirty, this one right here. But this particular copy just looks really, really nice. Obviously, you got a little bit of wear right here, some edge wear, things like that. Maybe a little bit of wear down there on the corner. Maybe a little bit of wear up here on the corner. But generally speaking, I mean, very nice presenting. On the back, there's a little bit of a faint color break, corner. Maybe a corner got bent in a bag and board once upon a time. So, I'm fairly excited about what this could be graded at. I mean, maybe, at least in the 5.5 range. That would be my hope. Hoping I can hit a 5.5 with this one. The price was right on it. The price was $1,450. Yes, $1,450, which I felt like was a good deal no matter what this grades at. Even if it goes all the way down to like a 4.0. If there's something on this book, that I can't see with my, naked eye, then, still at the 4.0 range, I'm gonna make my margin overall. I feel like it was a good buy, and that's the thing with today's market is, a good buy is a good buy. If you find the book at a good deal, even if prices are correcting, I've taken a look at this book and, even circa 2018, 2019, this book was still selling around the price that I paid for it. So I feel pretty confident that my downside risk is protected. And that's something that, you definitely have to figure out in today's market because of the, correction of prices. You want to make sure that, what is the downside risk on this key that I'm going to be picking up for myself? Although there's very, very interesting stuff to talk about with Fantastic Four books. Actually, let me just, have a little visual aid so you guys can see it once again. These Fantastic Four books and a lot of the X-Men books definitely got the Fox acquisition bump back in 2018 when the MCU, or I should say Disney, acquired Fox. You saw a lot of these keys, really accelerate in value, especially if you spend time looking at their GPA graphs. So you do wonder if there is some froth at the top of the values of some of these books, or perhaps they've just been undervalued for quite some time, or perhaps the MCU is dead and nobody cares about superhero movies anymore, and Submariner is a worthless character and this is a worthless book. You never really know, but generally speaking, it felt like it was a good opportunity. It was a good buy, and I decided to get it. And I'll probably send that one in for grading because it is, such an early Silver Age book, and I think I can get a pretty good grade out of it. All right, this next book I picked up right here is jumping into the Amazing Spider-Man section. We're going to go in numerical order here, but the first one I got for myself is Amazing Spider-Man number 9, first appearance of Electro. There you see him, guys. And this one, obviously, not nearly as nice of a copy. Pretty beat up, a lot of color breaking creases all over this one. But the price was right. I got this one for $110. I have definitely never seen this book priced that low before. And yeah, I think it was worth getting, at least priced that low within the last, say, 3 or 4 years or so. At $110, even at a 2.0 grade, it felt like a no-brainer pickup. This is definitely one that, while it is beat up, at least everything is still attached. That's one of the nice things about low-grade stuff. I don't know how you guys feel, but, I know color breaks can definitely affect some people's feeling of, the presentability of a book, but I would much rather have color breaks with attached cover and attached pages rather than non-color breaks with a detached cover, if that makes sense. So this is okay for me, in this 2.0 range. Electro, a fun character, a cool character. I don't know if this book has a massive upside for its villain spec. I think what protects this book the most is that it is a top 10 ASM book, and there's just going to be enough ASM collectors that need to add a book like this to their collection. Maybe we're going to see Jamie Foxx come back at some point, maybe return as the Electro character. I feel like of the villain tier in Spider-Man's gallery of villains, I'd put Electro in the second rung. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Second rung. You get the, Doc Ock up there first. You get, who else? Green Goblin up there first. And then you get the second row, which is Electro. But speaking of second row, next book I got for yourself, maybe you guys saw a little peek already, but is another villain book, ASM number 13, first appearance of Mysterio. Another book that is, a lower grade book. I would probably call this one a 2.5, but, not necessarily the worst 2.5 you ever seen. Obviously some spine wear here, some little dirt stuff right there. But another book, much like the Electro one, where it's I don't really know what the sort of long-term value, year-over-year return is on some of these villain books. Maybe they scale with the rate of inflation based on most comic books. Obviously, they're always popular because they're ASM, and ASM is always going to be popular. But, did the biggest spike come for a book like this when we got Jake Gyllenhaal playing him in a movie? Probably. Although, there's always going to be some value for this type of thing. But again, a good deal is a good deal. And being that this is a 2.5 with that I found for $270, I felt like that was a good deal regardless. That's one of the things. It's there's equity and money to be made on any book, no matter if it's a first appearance of a hero or a villain, or, maybe it's a non-key issue, maybe it's just a really great cover. There's value to be made, depending on what you buy it for. That's one of the principles we always talk about here. You make your money when you buy, not necessarily when you sell. Not literally. You literally make money when you sell, but you guys know what I mean. You find books priced at good deals, and even in a uncertain market, you can find good opportunities like that one right there. At $275, I feel like I'm going to do pretty well overall. All right, next book right here, second coolest book. Probably this is my personal favorite book. Some of these other ones, I think I'm going to grade them. I might sell a few of them, to offset some of the costs on this stuff. This one I think I might keep for a little bit of time because it's one that I had my eye on and very, very excited to add to the collection. And the colors, once again, and just the quality of this book is really, really nice. This one right here, Amazing Spider-Man number 14. First appearance of the Green Goblin. We're just going down the line, guys. We're going down the line with ASM Rogue Gallery villains. This one, I would say Green Goblin is at the top. I put him, Doc Ock, Kingpin, pretty up there. Venom, I'd say that those are probably the premier. Those characters would headline WrestleMania with Spider-Man. Mysterio is more of like a SummerSlam opponent for Spider-Man. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys know what I'm talking about with your WWE booking. Anyways, you guys know this book, Amazing Spider-Man 14, first appearance of Green Goblin. This is one of those books I think is next to ASM 2 and 3, I think is probably one of the books that has returned a little bit better, although those year-over-year returns really only manifested when we start to get some of those Spider-Man films. So you do have to wonder if a book like this has some downside risk, when it comes to, say, the long-term future of it. Let's say we go past this age of superhero movies and things like that. Is this one going to be one that is always desired out there in the market? Is it a little bit inflated from prior, movies and things like that? It's possible, but for what I bought it for, got this one for $1,000. And guys, another really, really beautiful presenting copy. Obviously there are some spine ticks, some spine wear on the back, but a little bit of a corner up there. But again, really, really nice presenting copy. There is a little stainage thing going on the back side of it. Hard to say what it would be because the back looks great, but it's got this one stain. I think, I'd say a 5.0 is pretty safe assumption with this one right there. And again, for $1,000, I'm very, very well protected with my downside risk on this, but you never know. I'm trying to be conservative with my grading here, guys. I'm trying to be conservative. I probably will get that pressed and cleaned and graded as well because it's definitely a really nice presenting copy with beautiful colors. All right. Last ASM book right here, last couple books right here, still all Marvel Silver Age, but not as big as those, is just some other cool ones that I felt like were being priced at good deals. This one right here, Amazing Spider-Man, number 76. I think this is the 4th appearance of the Lizard, something like that. But another cool sort of ASM book. You guys know me, I love the Lizard, but this one is really a nice presenting copy. It is really, really crispy looking, no color breaks or anything like that. The only downfall with this book is that the centerfold top staple was detached. So I think that makes it a 7.0 instantly. But other than that, it presents like a 9.0. Looks really, really nice. But another good deal. Got this one for $25. And really, really happy to find such a good deal on that one because I love the Lizard. All right, last two books right here are some X-Men books, some Silver Age X-Men. And maybe I don't want to say underrated. It's hard to say underrated. I like using the word underappreciated because I think that they're cool books, but I'm not necessarily, they're not necessarily going to take you to the moon. But this one right here is X-Men number 15, first appearance of Master Mold, second appearance of the Sentinels, and a cool early X-Men key right here. Got this one for $50. I would call it like a VG or so, presents like a VG, looks like a VG. It's got some wear and stuff, along the side of it. But, a cool underappreciated book. I think Master Mold is a character. They did use him in the Days of Future Past movie, or was it one of the other movies? Can't remember. They did use him already, but Sentinels are so crucial to the X-Men. And it feels like Master Mold is something that, you have to utilize. And I think a lot of people think that the next book I'm going to show you is the first appearance of Master Mold. But he actually makes his first appearance in this book right here, which is unfortunate because I feel like if the cover of my next book, which maybe I should pull it up and talk about it, X-Men number 16, if this was the cover of X-Men 15, and this is what you got with the first appearance of Master Mold, I think that this would be a much more appreciated key book out there. Everyone loves the Sentinels book. But Master Mold is the leader of the Sentinels. I feel like that would be just as cool of a key. But this is still a cool book as well. First cover appearance of Master Mold, third appearance of the Sentinels, second appearance of Master Mold himself. But another cool book. This one I found for $30 another kind of VG copy. But, you know, these two books together I thought were really, really good deals. And it's kind of nice to find them and pick them up. And yeah, all in all, I spent about $3,000 on all of these keys. Very, very cool to add a lot of these early ASMs to the collection right here. You know, the rogue gallery of ASM villains. You know, everyone always likes to argue who has better villains, Batman or Spider-Man. What do you guys think? It's probably Batman. It's probably Batman. But at the same time, I love Spider-Man villains. And then there's a villain right here, Submariner. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Running out of things to say. That was my weekend haul. What have you guys been picking up out there in the wild over the weekend? You know, what are you guys finding out there? I think we're finding a lot of really, really good deals. Again, the life cycle of comic books and how they move throughout the secondary market is really manifesting and playing out in these current conditions right now. You know, tough economic times, a lot of people selling out of their collections, a lot of collection servicing, so many hitting those LCSs, so many getting into the hands of comic book dealers. Those dealers are able to sell their pickups to comic book collectors or flippers or whoever, you know, is that's seeing them, and able to sell to them at a decent margin. And those people can then send it into CGC and get it graded and make some margin on that. And then those people can sell it to the people who inevitably want to hold the book at the grade that they bought it for. So very, very interesting to watch this life cycle kind of manifest and play out in this current market. And yeah, I think it's going to be like this for a little bit of time until we get to, you know, interest rate cuts and free monetary policy, and all those, you know, Spider-Boy spec books will go to the moon. Anyways, that's all for this video. That was my comic book haul. Let me know what you guys think. What have you guys been picking up? See y'all in the next video.